Welcome back. Mostly referred to as confident and expressive individuals, radio personalities are the mouthpiece of various radio programs. However, these individuals have also become more than just announcers of news and songs and have become companions to their listeners, further forming emotional connections with the listeners through the airwaves. Here to talk to us about their journey in radio and how it has enhanced their lives as individuals, we're joined in studio by National FM's personality, that is of course Franklin Shitaleni, as well as telephonically by Tirelo Yasichaba's presenter, Pauline Baoleki. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Madam Pauline, good morning to you too.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, on this gift of a Thursday morning. How are you doing?
I'm super.
Very well. Now, seeing that you have the virtual floor, please walk us through your journey with radio.
Okay, well, I landed my first radio job in 2008 as a presenter-producer, and I have been with NBC Tirelo Yasichaba FM for the past 12 years. So, Mr. former manager, for giving me the opportunity. Well, I started as a news translator as well as reading news. And then I started doing talk shows, music programs, programs relating to specific content, interviewing guests, as well as, providing information to listeners. Well, certainly it has been an interesting journey for me as a radio presenter. It has been fun. I've had, great people around me to help me grow and improve. So, yeah, I love my job.
Lovely, lovely. Talk to us about your journey.
Oh, so, man, I am a product of the College of the Arts. So back in 2011, I was doing internship at what was called National Radio at the time, before it became National FM. At the time, it was under the leadership of Mr. Mwala Muchila, one of the phenomenal voices on radio. And I remember sitting amongst great people because I was doing internship by myself. I was the only intern at the time, and I was in the midst of people like Mario Locke on the morning cup and Java, people like Lomo and Princess M on Young and Cool. And these were highlight shows. I mean, I grew up listening to these guys. To be able to sit in the same room with them was absolutely amazing. So I finished my internship, and then I started doing freelancing jobs. So like I would produce for programs, whether it's promos or like just fit in for people that were in there. So that's kind of how it started. And then a few years after that, it graduated then into a specific permanent position.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Yeah. What do you cherish most about your job?
So I cherish the mystery in it, So this one time I was doing an OB in Arandis, and this lady walked up to me and she goes, "I listened to you, and I just thought you were like some 45-year-old white guy."
Wow.
And I was like, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were not 45 at the time yet.
Yeah, no, I was not.
Yeah, you're still not 45, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I like the mystery with which people paint pictures about who you are as a personality.
But this morning they can see what you look like for those who've not seen you.
Yeah.
So perhaps the mystery is gone.
Yeah, and it takes away not so much, but I think it puts people to okay, that's it. I guess that's cool.
Very well.
Yeah.
Pauline, you also shared with us that you love your job. What do you love most about it?
You see, as a radio presenter, I get to meet different people from all, aspects of life. I get to interview them, interact with them. I've had people talk to me about their struggles in life, their problems, their challenges that they are faced with. And I became personally connected to these people. And then, sharing information with these people, has always been the one thing that gives me so much joy, having to say something interesting or funny, playing their favorite music, just to change their, whole perspective, on a rough day. So all this, has made me to view life, differently and positively. And, this is a privilege that I don't take for granted. One of my, let me say, favorite, parts of my job is when our station gets, compliment from excited, emotional listeners, who believe that we have changed their lives through the different programs that we broadcast on air. There's just nothing better than that. And as to how it has enhanced my life as an individual, you see, I've grown to be, more inclined to be, more attentive to the world. I want to seek truth as well as, the objective and impartial, always. Because I believe that is able to become, the mouthpiece, of the masses.
Franklin, how has this journey enhanced your life?
So one of the beauties of radio for me is the fact that you get to speak to people that are not so homogenous, in that they share different worldviews, they share different dogmas, and I find that the sort of the trailblazer, or at least like the thread line there, is that people generally would trust everything, at least everything that comes from radio. And I've seen this happen so many times, for example, where you would have shows that, like your death announcements or your pension programs, in that unless radio says it, people will not believe it. And so it gives me a great privilege, but it's also a great responsibility to be able to want to be effective and to be factual and be truthful as far as I possibly can be with the information I give out. And so it's a bit of a challenge, because I can't just go on air willy-nilly and say everything, or rather anything. I need to double check my facts, because people consume it and take it as an absolute. And so one of the privileges has been the fact that it always puts me to the test. Like, I can't just go on air and mention stuff because, well, I should be on air. But I need to know what I'm going to say. So that has been one of the... And so what it does is it enhances me as an individual, because I'm now in a position where I'm supposed to read on different topics. And that has come... it has worked to my benefit, for the lack of better words.
Now, Pauline mentioned the affirming nature of compliments, but it's not always about compliments. How do you deal with criticism? How do you deal with being called out?
Oh, man. So I personally think it's not... One of the beauty then of this type of job is the fact that you can't know all things at the same time. I very much stand on this philosophical idea of Socrates, in that the one thing I'm certain of is that I don't know anything. And that beauty is to say that there's always room to learn. I mean, just last week, I do this program in the evening between 10 and 11. We play 30 seconds on radio. And so the idea is that people call in, I ask them a few questions. And there's something that I had said that was incorrect about a governor of, I think, Zambezi. And a caller called in, but they were so genuine about it. Just like, oh, I would just like to correct you on that point. It's actually not who of Hangwena. It's actually this person. Now, two things. I could either respond as a provoked individual, or I could say, okay, well, thank you so much for teaching me that, because then I can enhance it tomorrow, you know? So how do you take it is, for me, it's the idea that there's so much I don't know. And one of my listeners would know what I don't know. And so I'm open to listening to them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pauline, what role has technology played in enhancing the medium of radio?
I would say, you see, technology has had, a great impact on radio. I would say improving it, and in fact making it easier to operate and, grow for the better.
Now, from where you stand, what does the future of radio look like?
Really, I would say, you see, radio plays a vital role in spreading information, educating and, enlightening, people, strengthening, let me say, national integrity, and as well as creating, national identity. So I would say radio is almost everywhere, and it reaches to almost all the people in this country. Therefore, it makes a great tool to reach out to all our countrymen. So making it, the greatest, medium of communication. And we are also, fortunate that it's still a free service, unlike the other, modes where you might, need to pay up, subscriptions, let me say. And it's also, easy accessible for most people these days. You just have to put your headset and you are set.
Very well. We've unfortunately run out of time. You need to pay us another visit, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Your final remarks, please, focusing also on whether or not radio is able to keep up with the fast pace of technology.
All right. I think, look, radio is one of the most personal mediums. One, because you can listen to it anywhere and everywhere. On a Saturday morning when you're cleaning the house, what are you listening to? It's possibly radio. You can't watch TV as you drive, you can't read the newspaper as you drive, but you can listen to radio. You attach yourself to a personality. So I think as far as the growth of radio, It's absolutely enormous. But I think the level of like the immense level of fecundity within which us as radio presenters work, it's also one that we need to keep our ears on the ground to hear what the people want. You know what I mean? You can't do the same program for 30 years. You've got to change, and that's the beauty of radio, in that it's not so expensive to produce either. You know what I mean? You can do it in the comfort of your own home. So to everybody that loves radio, specifically the NBC national radios, or at least the stations, we say we appreciate you, we thank you, we love you so much. And I guess I'm going to talk to them tonight between 9 and 12.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
All right.
Happy World Radio Day in advance.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Pauline, your brief concluding remarks, please.
Okay, let me conclude by saying, radio, like I said, plays a vital role in spreading information. And I would like to conclude by saying support our local radio station. Tune into Tiralwa Kishaba FM, National FM, or Morari FM, all the other, NBC radio, stations, because those are a right now source of news and information. Advertise your businesses, products, services, and goods with these radio stations and sponsor radio programs. Thank you for having me, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day as well.
You too. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Have a terrific Thursday.
I will.
There you have it, our radio colleagues talking to us about all matters radio, as we will be commemorating World Radio Day this coming Monday, the 13th of February, 2022. We will be right back after a brief break.